We hear about human trafficking through social media, through the news, and sometimes special chapel events. And it's something that is impacting the whole entire world. According to Google definitions, human trafficking is the illegal movement of people, typically for the purposes of forced labor and commercial sexual exploitation. We hear about this happening in all areas of the world, such as Africa, China, and Germany, but we seldom recognize how present this darkness is in the United States and within our own community. According to KABC, there was a recent discovery of a sex ring that was being led by 5 people in Los Angeles. It was based out of an upscale motel in Camarillo. The women being held there within the hotel were all women that were forcibly taken from their lives. They were forced to have sex with 20 to 30 men per day. Many more beat them as well. There was no way out because they were under surveillance the whole entire time. Now let's talk about a story that is closer to home. Fox 4 News covered a story about a woman named Janine Montgomery, and she was a woman that I actually knew personally. At age 13, she was pressured to go to a party with a 23-year-old man who forced her to share personal information, such as where her family worked, when she got back from school, and about her family and friends. He then used this personal information to force her to have sex with him and his friends at parties. This is called the grooming process. It begins with a young girl corresponding with a man through mutual friends, social media, or even populated situations such as a mall or parties. Then it begins to develop into an almost blackmailing type tactic. The man then holds the girl's personal information over her head in exchange for sex, which then usually leads to a full-time prostitution. For 4 years, this man came to this girl's window at night, took her away to the parties where she would be forced to have sex with different men, and then brought home every morning before school started. Once her abuser was finally caught, she was able to move forward with her life. Janine is now working along an organization called Exodus Cry. This is based out of Kansas City, it's a sex trafficking organization within the Kansas City metro area and all around the world. Since 2007, the National Human Trafficking Resource Center hotline received reports of 14,588 sex trafficking cases just inside the U.S. In 2014, a report from the Urban Institute estimated that the underground sex economy ranged from $39.9 million in Denver, Colorado, to $290 million in Atlanta, Georgia. This is something that is progressing. These reports are from 2 years ago, and it is estimated that they double every single year. 83% of the sex trafficking victims in the world were citizens of the U.S. in 2008 through 2010. Girls 12 to 14 that are prostituted are usually victimized or go with the grooming process. In 2010, 213 girls a month were sold on average of 5 per day through the internet alone. These men are not only using personal information and using normal situations, but they're using the internet, and they get these women by going through and putting on posts online of job interviews, and women come across from all around the world and even just in the US, and they come as nannies, or they come as secretaries and expectant to have a full-time job, to be able to provide for their families back home, but instead they're put into prostitution. KC Metro is number 2 of the top 10 highest sex trafficking rate in the United States, according to Missouri School Counselor Association. I live less than 10 minutes away from there. Human trafficking is rapidly growing in the United States. The importance of no longer neglecting this issue is more evident than ever. Millions of women's lives are being taken away from them through sexual abuse, and they have no voice to